on to Kona. You're done with Kona.
Time.
But Casey's heading to Kona for the first time.
It's awesome.
There's got to be so many questions in your mind. This one's been there quite a few times, and if she's not racing, she's watching or yelling or partying. She knows the place inside out. I think you still stay with all the athletes racing anyways, don't you?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I still love going to Kona. There's no doubt about it. I don't care what anyone says. It's a super special place. That will never change.
Yeah.
It's just me being competitive there. My time's done. I've done it 10 times, and now I prefer to go there and scream and yell at all the other girls and watch them have amazing races.
And that's just in the days leading up. She just likes to scream and yell at anyone. So, Casey, questions. Anything off the top of your head that, pick this one's brains. Like, what are some of your concerns leading into it? And I guess we're asking you because you are an age group representative. There's, thousands of age groupers out there, plenty of Australian age groupers as well, heading to Kona for the first time, second time, whatever. But, it's the big dance on the big island.
It is. And I'm starting to freak out a little bit now that it's getting
Sorry.
close. That I go, and it is just, people ask me about it and I'm empty. I don't know. There's so much that I want to find out that when I'm put on the spot, it's like, I don't know. I have, from reports have been told it's beyond the Ironman. Like, it's not just an Ironman. It's, as you said, it's the pinnacle of it. So, any advice I'm taking on board, and I know it's going to be the hardest day. I think that it's going to be the hardest day I've done, and it kind of goes. What I would like to know is that certain points during the race, that you need to look out for, or, I know that if I do a marathon at the 31k mark, I don't need my Garmin. I'm hitting that wall. Like, is there a spot on the run, or that you go, look out for this part, prepare here?
Definitely on the run there. Ali'i Drive, you'll get through that because there's just so many people that it's impossible not to. Although it is really humid down there, you feel like you're actually breathing in sludge. So sometimes it takes a little longer than normal to find your legs off the bike. You make it up Palani, you head out the highway. That's when it gets lonely, and that's when you're really on your own. Normally you break it down into sections, so you go from the highway to the energy lab, go in and out of the energy lab. The hardest part for me all the time is coming out of the energy lab and getting back on the highway. You've still got 12k to go. It's a long 12k. Sun's at its hottest.
So preparing up here in the Australian winter and heading over, like any...
That's tough. I mean, try and do some treadmill sessions with no fans in the garage.
You've got one of those tents. Can I come and stay at your house?
Sweat. Look, you know what? But it's not even that. I mean, you know what it's like. You live in here in summer, so it's not as if your body's not going to be used to it. Try and do, when you go over there, do a couple of shorter runs in the heat of the day. A lot of people say, don't do that, depending on how early you're getting there. Certainly don't do that in the week leading into the race. Then you should try and stay out of the sun as much as you can. But if you are one of those lucky people that are getting there a little bit earlier, and you've got that opportunity to think, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I know for sure I'm going to be out in the sun at this stage on the marathon, go out and see what it feels like to run at that time of the day. But certainly I wouldn't suggest doing that during race week. Race week, it's done. It's about battening down the hatches and just getting yourself prepared. Biggest thing I can give you with Hawaii, and my old coach Brett Sutton gave this to me, don't treat it like a different race. Because at the end of the day, it's just another Ironman. It's very difficult to do because it is Kona, it is the Ironman World Championships, the best of the best in the world are there. This is some of the hardest conditions you'll ever face. Wipe that out. This is why Chrissy Wellington did so well in her first time. She knew nothing. She knew no competitors. She knew nothing about the course. And she knew really nothing about Ironman because she'd only done one before in excruciating conditions in Korea. So her naivety going in actually was a blessing. So I'm certainly not saying go in like that, but go in there blind. But don't change anything. Don't get there race week and think, oh my God, this is the Ironman World Championships, I need to change all these things. Whatever you've done correctly because you got to Kona. So just to get to Kona is a big deal this day and age because it's so competitive. So whatever you're doing is that you're doing the right thing. So don't change anything. And just try as hard as you can when you get there not to get freaked out and to just keep doing it as you've been doing it and treat it like any other Ironman race as much as you can.
So that's almost coming back to the whole point that you first raised. Remember that you enjoy it and just trying to take that pressure off Yeah, it is the world champs, but trying to take that pressure off. So how, to you, listening to BG saying all these kind of things, and even, at Roth last year, that she struggled, it became a mental battle. How, does that make you think, far out, you are just human as well?
Definitely. When you see people like Belinda doing that out on course, they make it look so easy. Everything, they just look so smooth and so... just so fluent. Yeah. So to hear that, she did just go, I'm either out or I'm going. Pull your finger out.
I wish I had a recording. I really do, and I wish I could show it to all the girls out there to show that we are all human, and every single one of us, no matter how well prepared, no matter how fit we are, the brain is the strongest tool we have. It's stronger than our quads, our glutes, our lungs, our heart. Well,
the brain's got nothing on her abs.
But it's the strongest tool, and it'll often tell us to call it a day before the body's ready to do it.
Yeah. But definitely, hearing that was great. Yeah. It has broken her too.
Well, that's actually all we've got time for. We hope to catch up with these ladies again later this year. But I just actually personally wanted to say I am stoked to have you both on board as ambassadors for WITSUP.com. And last weekend, along with, we mentioned in an article, Meredith Kessler, was an amazing, amazing weekend for you all. And I went out and smashed a PB on Monday with my run because I was all pumped up and inspired. So, BG, just quickly, what's next for you?
Here for another 2 weeks, and then across to Kona for a 3-week training camp, which we'll also do Hawaii 70.3. Then from there across to Philippines for the 5150, and then onwards to Europe for Challenge Roth for the 10th time.
Oh, and I'm going to be there. Casey, apart from the Coronas that you're consuming over the next week or so, what's next for you?
Back to work. Yeah. Start Kona program very soon, and then 70.3 Sunny Coast as the next one at the moment, and then
so doing that one too.
Awesome.
Game on.
All right, ladies, all the best with the rest of your day. Have a good massage, have a good coffee. Game on.
Red wine tonight.